In this video, I'm going to narrate 5 critical points. Point number 1, is it fair game to target India's big corporate zars in an ugly political slugfest? Point number 2, if Adani and Ambani are actually nation builders, should we really be looking at them as a bunch of thugs, as is being suggested now by different sections of the political class? Point number 3, if Adani and Ambani weren't really building the kind of infrastructure which is being built, would we have grown as a nation at the pace at which we're growing? Point number 4, is Gautam Adani not taking India on an irreversible path of technological advancement? And point number 5, why is it that after 3 phases of elections, suddenly the corporate czars have become the punching bag for all political sides?
5 उद्योगपति, 5 उद्योगपति, 5 उद्योगपति, फिर धीरे धीरे कहने लगे अंबानी अडानी, अंबानी अडानी, अंबानी अडानी। 5 साल से, लेकिन जब से चुनाव घोषित हुआ है, इन्होंने अंबानी अडानी को गाली देना बंद कर दिया। मैं आज तेलंगाना की धरती से पूछना चाहता हूं, जरा ये साझादे घोषित करें कि इस चुनाव में ये अंबानी अडानी से कितना माल उठाया है।
पूरा हिंदुस्तान जानता है भाइयों और बहनों, ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार नहीं है, ये अंबानी अडानी की सरकार है। ये सच्चाई है और ये पूरा लक्ष्य इनका आपके ध्यान को इधर से उधर, उधर से इधर करने का है।
They're back, the top 2 industrial voices of India on India's electoral landscape. Only difference is that this time it's the Prime Minister who's brought them back. The biggest question now is, how do we respond to the biggest corporate czars of our country, the biggest infrastructure builders of a rapidly growing economy being dragged in the rumble and tumble of Indian politics? Truth be told, the first person who spoke about this Ambani-Adani Sarkar business was Arvind Kejriwal way back in 2013. Well, he quickly moved on. Rahul Gandhi, since, has relentlessly focused his election rally stage attack on Gautam Adani.
आपको निर्णय लेना है, या अदानी की सरकार बनानी है, मोदी की सरकार बनानी है, मोदी और अदानी जी की, या फिर किसानों की बनानी है, गरीबों की बनानी है। हिंदुस्तान का धन लेकर इन्होंने 22 लोगों के जेब में डाला, अदानी अंबानी इन लोगों के जेब में। हमने मनरेगा योजना दी, कहते हैं गरीबों को आलसी बना रहे हैं। किसान का कर्जा माफ होता है, कहते हैं देखो बिगाड़ दिया किसानों को। अदानी को लाखों करोड़ रुपए दिया जाता है, वो नहीं बिगड़ता। देश के सारे एयरपोर्ट, सारे पोर्ट्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री, सारी की सारी इन्होंने एक व्यक्ति को पकड़ा दी। अदानी जैसे लोग हैं जिनकी आंख आपकी जमीन पर, आपके जंगल पर और आपके जल पर है, और ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खास मित्र हैं।
While behind the scenes, even Mr. Gandhi's own party in Telangana, in Karnataka, has consistently wooed the Adani Corporation of investments. Gautam Adani has never shied away from acknowledging the role of Congress leaders in the growth of his enterprise.
Sri Rajiv Gandhi had just become the Prime Minister, and he initiated the liberalization of import policies. This start of liberalizations gave me my first break.
But the question is, should businesses be fair game in a political battle? Just look at the history of Indian politics and elections. The slogan during the protests against emergency in the 1970s was Tata Birla ki Sarkar. Then the equivalent, of course, of Adani and Ambani today. More recently, the Tatas were again targeted, this time by Mamata Banerjee in Shingur. She used a proposed nano car factory that the Tatas wanted to set up under the communist state government then in Bengal to really fire up her career. So while the communists, who always opposed private industry, were now owning the biggest industries of the time, Mamata Banerjee was blocking it. The Tata nano factory finally moved to Gujarat, being welcomed by the then Chief Minister Narendra Modi. Mamata went on to thrash the left government in the next elections and ended up cementing her political position. The nano factory, in the meantime, shut down in Gujarat. Today, the same Mamata Banerjee is doing business with not just the Tatas, ITC at the end of the day is still headquartered at Virginia House at the Jawaharlal Nehru Road in Kolkata, but also with the Ambanis and Adanis. Though the Tata Birla slogans have now died down, the attack on Adanis and Ambanis is almost continuous, especially by the Congress as cover fire to target Modi and the BJP. Just look at the amount of contribution being made by the Adani group, for instance, since Rahul Gandhi and the Congress have used this group in every possible way to hit out against the BJP. Just look at this list. Adani Green Energy, greenfield capacity addition of 2.8 gigawatts in FY24. This would add up to 15% of India's total renewable energy capacity addition. Its operations spread across 12 Indian states, already operating 10.9 gigawatt of renewable power. Adani Enterprises, in terms of business of data in airports, it's made a big impact in innovation and employment generation. Adani Ports, in this financial year, the company handled 27% of all cargo of the country. The group has built 21,000 kilometers of road. It produces 80 million tons of cement in partnership with ACC Ambuja. One of its biggest plants, incidentally, is in Amethi, which, as we all know, was once a Gandhi family bastion. And yet, our political class has converted these nation builders into a bunch of undeserving individuals. If you take a trip now to the rest of the world, it's not as if relationships between business tycoons and politicians hasn't come under scanner elsewhere, but it's not done in this manner. Let's say a Warren Buffett, for instance, or an Elon Musk in a more recent context. Their political positions are public and transparent. Buffett has often said that he's a Democrat. Musk is also very clear about being inclined towards Republicans, especially Donald Trump. In fact, Trump himself is a businessman who went on to become the president. But here in India, the story is completely different.
आज ये कह रहे हैं, भाषण में इन्होंने आज कहा है कि राहुल जी अडानी अंबानी का नाम नहीं ले रहे हैं। अरे वाह, रोज तो लेते हैं, रोज हम इनकी सच्चाई आपके सामने इनका खुलासा करते हैं। रोज हम आपको कहते हैं कि बड़े खरबपतियों की इनकी साथ गांठ है। सारे इन्होंने इनके माफ किए 16 लाख करोड़ रुपए। यहाँ उत्तर प्रदेश में जहाँ इनकी सरकार है, केंद्र में भी और प्रदेश में भी, यहाँ के किसान 1-1 लाख रुपए के लिए आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं।
The harsh reality is this: to grow as an economy, you need a resilient corporate class. To grow as a democracy, you need a resilient corporate class. You need to hold this group as a beacon of ambition for the rest of the country, which can inspire an entire nation, not to be dragged into an ugly political slugfest.